If you're thinking about dieting, don't discourage yourself with the notion that you have to eat boring and unappetizing food in order to lose weight. The truth is, if you take the time to properly adjust the macros in your food, you can lose weight and still eat a lot of things you enjoy. And I'm gonna prove it to you by showing you how to make this delicious, low-calorie burger with Swiss cheese, sauteed mushrooms, and onions. This burger only has 350 calories. So the portion sizes I'm going to be showing you are for making 2 burgers, and starting off we have half a pound or about 224 grams of 96% lean beef. Next up we have 2 low-calorie buns. These are the type that I like to use, Orowheat Keto Buns. Following along we have our Swiss cheese. We're going to be using 2 slices, and this is the brand that I like to use, Sargento. Next up, we have about 1/4 of a large onion, or about 37 grams, and this onion I've just cut up into strips. You can cut it up however you'd like though. Next up, we have 53 grams of sliced mushrooms, and I'm using white mushrooms here. You can use a different kind if you'd like. For sauces, I usually like to put barbecue sauce on my burger. This is the brand that I like to use, and we're going to be using about 2 tablespoons or about 32 grams of this sauce. And finally, for the seasoning, I use 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic salt, and 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. Go ahead and give that a little stir. So if we count up the calories for all of our ingredients, we see that the total yield is 700 calories, meaning that each burger is around 350 calories. It's pretty impressive just how much you can lower the caloric yield of a meal just by adjusting your macros. And even with these adjustments, you could make additional ones to lower the calories even further. At the end of the day, it's your burger, so don't be afraid to get creative with how you choose to prepare it. But anyway, I've talked for long enough, so let's begin making our burger, shall we? Start off by placing the onions and mushrooms in a large mixing bowl and mixing them with about 1/3 of the seasoning that we made. Once the veggies have been well coated, return them to their separate bowls. Next, we're going to season our beef. In the same bowl, add another 1/3 of seasoning. Now place the ground beef on top of it and pour the remainder of the seasoning on top of the beef. Begin mixing it all together. I like to do this to evenly distribute the seasoning throughout the beef as best as possible. We're now ready to split the beef into 2 patties. You can form them on the pan. I like to just form them by hand on a cutting board. I try to get each patty to be about 1/4 inch thick. We're now ready to cook our patties. Place a pan onto your stove and spray some cooking oil onto it, setting the heat to medium-high. Place your first patty onto the pan and let it cook for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Now flip it and place a slice of cheese on top and let it cook on the other side for another 1.5 to 2 minutes. At medium-high heat, these take a pretty short amount of time to cook. Here's the same process with our second patty. Now it's time to cook our vegetables. Still at medium-high heat, spray some more cooking oil onto your pan, followed by your onions. I like to cook my vegetables by leaving them covered for about 1 minute and then stirring them for 15 seconds, continuously repeating this process until they're fully cooked. Once you've stirred your onions for a second time, they should be about halfway cooked. At this point, add your mushrooms and continue the same cooking process. Once you've stirred for the 4th time, the vegetables should not be fully cooked. Transfer them out of the pan. Lastly, we're going to toast the buns. I usually toast them around 45 seconds on each side. Alright, everything has been cooked and we're now ready to assemble our burgers. Take one of your bottom buns and place a patty followed by half of your cooked vegetables. And lastly, top it off with a tablespoon of barbecue sauce and your top bun. And there you have it, a delicious low-calorie burger with Swiss cheese, sauteed mushrooms, and onions. Hope you enjoy, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.